Let's talk about Page Vault, and this is a Page Vault review. And when you think about Page Vault, I want you to think about an e-discovery software tool. So here's a presentation I want you to pay attention to. So when you think about Page Vault, think about a web capture company that helps you save and print online content like web pages, Facebook profiles, Instagram, and YouTube, just to name a few. And you can complete the cool thing is that the Page Vault data is complete with key metadata to help you build your book of evidence. And so its software also collects lengthy social media profiles, avoiding the need to open those see more comments. Okay, this is kind of cool, especially if you are a lawyer and you are really sort of interested in e-discovery. You will love this special aspect of Page Vault. One thing we love about Page Vault here is that it is really accessible to all kinds of law firms. If you have a small law firms, if you are a solo, you will also love Page Vault, not a problem. And the cost, it really it starts about it starts at about $200 per month per user. Okay, and the features that you can actually expect through a Page Vault are really many. So you have like now first of all, there's no free trial, so they want you to have, they will either show you a demo and you can actually you start paying for the software right away. But when we talk about the core features here, you have predictive coding, you have OCR, so optical character recognition, you have bait stamping, you have production log, you have collaboration, and you have free consulting. So this is kind of important. Now, when we talk about predictive coding here, as you process your documents and set your parameters, e-discovery software such as Page Vault, it really helps you with predictive coding. So basically, the tool can pre-tag documents before you even start reviewing them. Okay, in terms of OCR, so OCR really converts the scanned images into searchable documents. The thing about Page Vault is that it's completely scalable, okay? And you have also production log, so you can keep track of which documents have been produced in discovery. This is really cool for law firms that are present in multiple jurisdictions. You have collaboration, so e-discovery software such as Page Vault with collaboration gives you the ability to batch and share documents with other users like co-counsel or independent contractor document reviewers. So this is kind of cool. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let's talk about the value added here. So when we think about Page Vault, we think about a constellation of solutions. Okay, first of all, you have what they call Page Vault on demand. So basically, you can outsource to Page Vault or use their software. It's totally up to you. So when you outsource to Page Vault, you just tell the providers what you need, and their experts will do the work for you. So we're talking here about websites. We're talking about crawling websites, videos, Facebook, Wayback Machine, they do everything. Okay, it's one of those things where if your law firm is busy, if you're working on a case or matter that really requires the attention of your lawyers, you want to outsource that part of the e-discovery process to Page Vault, and they will work with your schedule. And this is kind of cool. They also do rush captures. This is really good. So this tool is built for legal. So we're talking about affidavits available, metadata provided, and free quotes. Okay. So you also have you can use the Page Vault also as an in-house software tool. And so basically here you have a tool that's very easy to use that works like really like a web browser. Again, here we're talking about websites, videos, Facebook, everything. And you can automatically scroll and expand social media comments and replies. And this is built for all kinds of legal specialists. Okay, so you also have captures that really look great no matter what. So basically, there is no missing content anyway. And we love the fact that you can change formatting. See, the thing is, some law firms, they do not. Some law, I would say, law practice management software really do not allow you to change formatting. But Page Vault does allow you to do that. So you can also do resizing. That's totally fine. And so just full page PDF outputs that look like they did in your browser. So again, we're talking about a tool that allows you to do all kinds of stuff. So this is really good. And one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about Page Vault from a granularity standpoint, you really are well served. In other words, the product is really deep, is really broad. So you have all kinds of details that can really help you win your case, or that can really help you in the sort of a judicial mission that you are really are currently espousing. So this is really an important element. So from there, we really give kudos to Page Vault. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Page Vault. This is a Page Vault review. I want to talk to you now about the thing. When we talk about Page Vault, obviously you can see on the screen here, we're showing you a sample Page Vault capture with metadata cover page. So you have a clear idea what things look like. Okay, you can see here that they're showing you the Page Vault, and this is from Facebook. And I want to show you another one. So basically here you're talking about social media in general. So you have social media, you have Facebook, you have videos, websites, documents, and more. So the bottom line here is that you have Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, Twitter now called X. You have many more that you can really capture. Also, when it comes to websites, I want you to look right now on the screen here. When it comes to websites, you have the full functionality that's also available here. So we're speaking about web pages, full websites, Wayback Machine, and marketplaces like Amazon, Airbnb. So if you are if you are doing something online, like if you have an online business and you want to capture data, whether it is on Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, or Amazon, Airbnb, eBay, you name it, Page Vault is there to kind of help you out. So that's really fantastic. What we love about Page Vault is that you do have the granularity, of course, the details, but you also have the variety, the constellation of formats that you can get the data. So you can get the data from social media, you can get the data from websites, you can get the data from videos. I'll speak about the videos later on, but I first want to talk about the websites. So now the thing is that when you actually are thinking about web pages, it's all about the geography, but also the history that you're looking at. So how long back do you want to how long back do you want to go, and do you want to go back, really, so to speak, and what kind of geography you want to cover. In other words, what is the domain name of that particular website? This plays an important role because when we talk about because remember, Page Vault is all about what? Page Vault is all about e-discovery, or discovery for that matter, but the discovery process here is done electronically, so that's why we say e-discovery. But when we talk about e-discovery or discovery in general, you do not want to filter out some data sources, at least at the beginning, right? Because you want to gather as much info as possible, and Page Vault really helps you get there. Let's talk about videos. So with Page Vault, as you can see on the screen here, you can actually you have the Page Vault capture for videos, and here you are speaking about YouTube, of course. You're talking about Vimeo. So you're speaking about Facebook and Instagram videos. You have proprietary players as well. So this is an important element where PayPal really intervenes. You also have documents. So besides videos, you have documents. And I want you to look right now on the screen. So this is basically for like Page Vault showing you Excel or Word. So this is kind of cool. So here we're speaking about downloadable files. So this includes Excel, Word, PDFs, etc. You also have online images. Okay, again, those are quintessential in the e-discovery process. You have audio and video files, and you have other media file types depending on the case that you are working on. So if you are a law firm, regardless of your size, your attorneys will appreciate a product such as Page Vault when you think about how lengthy the e-discovery process can sometimes be, right? And so we're talking about what Page Vault being a tool that's completely built for legal, because their system captures everything that's important in the judicial process. The system keeps you out of the chain of custody and enhances admissibility. Okay, that's the most important element, because why would you actually get the data that turns out to be inadmissible? You want to actually enhance admissibility. You want a court of law to actually grant you that data, right? And this is where Page Vault really intervenes. And also, basically, you are getting everything in one click, even videos. So Page Vault's automation do the scrolling and clicking for you, and even auto captures videos. Okay. You can also do in-house or outsource. That's what I was just telling you earlier. Basically, Page Vault is kind of flexible here. That's what we love. And so it's basically, look at Page Vault as your one-stop shop for web captures. You can get their software for DIY capture and DIY captures, or you can outsource the whole thing to them. That's totally fine. Now, when you outsource to them, though, make sure that you sign a contract, but basically look for the cost, because the cost can go up really fast, really fast. So you want to really have a clear idea about the cost, the initial cost, and the increments. Okay, and this is what it is. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Page Vault. So this is a Page Vault review. Let me talk to you about the extras here. So when we talk about Page Vault, there are a few extras that really are important. First of all, you need to understand that on Page Vault, you have authenticated screenshots. So Page Vault's technology complies with the Federal Rule of Evidence 901. I mean, you know 901, how 901 is kind of critical here. And so basically, Page Vault will securely collect and authenticate web pages and social media profiles to potentially use this as evidence. Again, we want to focus on admissibility, and this is one element that Page Vault does pretty well. So Page Vault's patented technology establishes the veracity and authenticity of online evidence. It allows them to provide affidavits for clients if needed. Okay. You also have solid content. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that the software is useful and really impressive, and but their blog is just as impressive and informative. They offer detailed, thorough, and practical blog posts, ebooks, and webinars, which explore how the software complies with the federal rules of evidence, how online content interacts with the rules of evidence, collecting web content, and using Google more effectively for online investigations. Okay. If you want to learn more about online evidence collection practices, the Page Vault blog is an excellent resource in our view, at least in our view. And you also have on-demand services. So if you need to collect web pages or other online videos or content but are having difficulties printing or saving the material you need, Page Vault offers an on-demand service that only requires you to supply the URLs you need to capture and sending your web pages, and they will respond with a free quote for the service. So whether a single web video, archived web pages, or weekly website checkups, their staff will make the capture for you, not a problem. And I will speak about pricing later on, but what I want to say here is that the pricing will depend on your online capture needs. So they have two options. They have the Page Vault browser and they have on-demand. And Page Vault browser is a subscription software in the form of a web browser that allows you to capture web pages and social media and then turn them into PDFs yourself. Now, Page Vault on demand is where the folks at Page Vault makes the capture for you. So you won't need to download extra software with the on-demand services. Both services capture metadata, and you can request affidavits, which come at an additional cost. However, the Page Vault browser does not capture videos or entire websites at once, just single web pages, while the on-demand service does. Okay, so those are one thing you need to think about. Now, the Page Vault browser has different pricing tiers depending on what you need from the software. You will need to reach out to learn more. So this is kind of cool. Let me give you a bonus here. So when we think about Page Vault, there's something that's very important that I really need to mention here. The thing is that there is not a set price for their on-demand services, though. Okay, you just need to reach out first and start a conversation. And the thing is that they really add value when it comes to the chain of custody, because the whole thing here is that when we really talk about chain of custody, we are indirectly or directly, for that matter, touching on the element of admissibility. So you want evidence to be admissible in a court of law. And so the chain of custody is really important here because the Page Vault browser securely captures web pages and social media without any chain of custody issues. And any web content saved with Page Vault is hashed, timestamped, then saved on Page Vault's cloud computer, not your computer. This is what allows Page Vault to generate affidavits to authenticate and substantiate your evidence. Okay, and because you want to really keep that element of impartiality, because if the data is coming from you, you might have some issues of admissibility. What about customer service? Well, this is a new and unique service, so Page Vault really understands user apprehension about using new technology or a new service. That's why they have a customer success team to support your work with them, as well as an in-house lawyer to answer technical questions. They also have an in-browser chat box where you can talk with a real person. So when we actually used it, the response time was immediate, pleasant, and very helpful. So this is kind of cool. And you also have a service where you can print it as you see it. In other words, after you save a web page using the software, you can open the PDF and have the entire web page appear as it does online. So no more need to scotch tape those four pieces of paper together. It's all about having access to the data as soon as possible, and really using that data in the terms and conditions, under the terms and conditions that you would love to have it. Let's talk about the pricing here. So if you remember earlier, I was just talking to you about the fact that you have, in terms of pricing, you have what they call the in-house software. That's the browser tier, the browser plan, the browser pricing tier. And then they have the page vault on demand. This is where you outsource to them. And but the thing here is that at the end of the day, you really have like the whole conversation, whether you want to go with the browser or you want to go with the do it yourself. The whole conversation, you want to start by reaching out to them, okay? And as you can see on the screen here, you basically have to fill out a short form that allows you to start the conversation. Because see, the conversation here it's all about knowing your needs, knowing exactly what kind of case you're working on, knowing exactly what kind of chain of custody issues you might be facing, knowing exactly what kind of admissibility sort of issues you might be facing, and really working in tandem with Page Vault to resolve potential issues that could arise, okay? So you want to put your name, first and last name, email, phone number, and message, and then somebody will get back to you. So when they get back to you, that's when you start the conversation. Now, do you choose DIY? In other words, you have you download their in-house software, that's the browser solution, or you go with the Page Vault on demand. In other words, you outsource stuff to them. It really depends upon the size of your law firm first. I mean, how many lawyers do you have? And what is the complexity and the depth and the breadth of the evidence you have to submit to court, right? And also, one thing I wanted to say: what is your budget? I mean, because we need to think about financial heft here. So basically, it's not cheap if you outsource it to them. It's not cheap if you have the in-house software. It is cheaper, but the thing is, do you have time? So you have to trade time for money or something else. So it's one of those things where you have to really think twice or three times or even multiple times to see which solution will work for you. In our experience, we have seen that the very small law firms, they go with the in-house software, the browser service. But for small law firms that are growing, or mid-sized law firms, or even large law firms, they just go with Page Vault on demand. So that's where they outsource the whole thing, the whole evidence production to a Page Vault, and basically they just get the final data and they just pay, and that's it. So you have to really see what's really available for you. I mean, one thing I didn't mention is you also need to think about your staff count. How many people do you currently have working for you or working at your firm? That will play an important role whether you want to keep the process in-house through the browser service, or you would rather just outsource the whole operation to Page Vault's staff. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about Page Vault. And so this was a Page Vault review. I give you the presentation, the features, the value added, spoke to you about the extras, the bonus, and the pricing. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.